Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody! This podcast proudly presents to you the zero-time tag team champions of the world, the Road Dogg, JJ Brownlee, the Badass, JB Faulkner, Total Spotfest Live!
And welcome back to Total Spotfest Live. If you are watching us on YouTube, here's our faces. Look at this. We actually figured some things out this week.
We're sorry.
Good, bad, or indifferent, here we are. So thank you for joining us. This is Total Spotfest Live. I am JJ Brownlee, and with me is my number one best co-host. It's this guy, Jamie Faulkner.
I feel like I'm more of a cohort, but yeah. Hi, everybody.
Cohort immediately came in my brain, and then I'm like, that's not the right thing. Say the right thing, and then coworker, which is technically true, but that's not the right thing either. So, whatever.
And we're back to cohort.
we're recording this on St. Patty's Day, so Slancha, yeah, that's where we're at. But thank you guys for joining us. This is our Thursday AEW podcast. We're going to go over AEW Dynamite. We're going to talk about Dark Elevation. I got it right this time.
You did.
We don't usually cover the Dark too much. Dark's great. It's a lot of developmental talent, a lot of like indie people. But Dark Elevation's this is really their first push at a secondary show. I can envision, because there's still talk about them wanting to get an actual second TV show on Turner Broadcast Networks of some sort. I think this might merge into it. So we're going to talk about it just briefly, and then we'll get into everything else. So, Jamie, how has your week been thus far?
Pretty good, other than it's been raining a lot, and it's been pretty good. Booked a family vacation today,
Oh, you did book it. Yeah, Jamie's going to Disney World.
Yeah, and Universal Studios. We're going there first.
Sure.
Got to go to see Harry Potter's.
You in Orlando and not going to Universal, I think would be a travesty. Jamie, if you haven't caught already, because he does try to fit in an X number of movie references every week, is a movie junkie. So,
come on, Meow. It's not that bad.
That's nothing to be ashamed of. My sister is the exact same way, and I would fully expect you to go to Universal. So, well, cool. Very good. And you're going right before Double or Nothing, right? Is that when you guys ended up?
We are going the weekend of Double or Nothing, yes.
Ooh. So we'll talk about that in the future. We're thinking about making plans. I had my second vaccine shot today, so I'm super happy with that. So
congratulations.
I'm fully vaccinated. Thank you.
I got two to go. I got two to go.
Well, even though I'm technically not anymore, although I'm realistically not, I technically qualified because I'm technically a type 2 diabetic. My A1C's been under like 5.5 for the past year and a half, and my doctor last week even said, shoot, you pretty much beat this thing. But I still qualified, so I qualified.
Well, congratulations, double then. Damn.
I just put my name in, and they called me and said, you ready? Like, okay. But yeah, so
cool.
So we're thinking about things for Double or Nothing. We'll let you guys know as it gets closer, but we'll see what happens. Once again, it is just Jamie and I this week. It's our beautiful faces. We not accompanied by any sort of anchors or third wheels or anything of that nature. This is very nice.
Yeah, no disdain and piss and vinegar over absolutely nothing.
I know.
The sight of a crossbody does not make us want to revolt and puke.
Dexter Loomis doing crossbodies to Cameron Grimes. Dexter Loomis doing crossbodies to Cameron Grimes. And nothing from the peanut gallery. It's fantastic. So,
Cameron Grimes.
All right, and we'll get into him on Tuesday when we get back into WWE. But let's talk about some AEW, because this is AEW time. Jamie, why don't you start us off and talk about the Dark Evolution?
Oh, you messed it up. It's Elevation.
I did. Damn it.
Damn. So Dark Elevation was the first show with Paul White, a.k.a. Big Show, a.k.a. The Giant, a.k.a. The Big Slow. For anybody who knows the Big Slow reference, that's probably, I used to call him that forever. But anyway, it was his first time actually being an announcer with Tony Schiavone. And I have to say, he did a lot better job than I was expecting. He still sucked, in my opinion, in some aspects, but then he also sold. Well, because he's new at it. Like, that's the thing. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Sure, I get you.
He's a rookie, so he doesn't have everything there. There's a lot of dead air, but he did sell like how he loved Abaddon and some other things. But so this show, I really think it's going to be a great showcase of the younger talent, just like the regular Dark, but it's going to have more of it and more mid-tier, like almost mid-tier, like your mid-carders are like almost there. I feel like that's what this show is going to really showcase. It had a lot of quick matches, like boom, 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 really quick matches.
It was a lot. And Dark has a lot too, but this is the same. It was a lot of matches in 2 hours worth, so woo!
Yeah, so my big call-outs from this, it is 2 hours long. I'm not going to go through every match. I'm sorry.
No.
If you want it, YouTube it. Literally, it's on YouTube. But you can, I want to call out these three things. One, Max Caster.
Oh.
I love him now. I used
my
to think
God.
I thought he was stupid, and then his disc tracks before every match is just getting better and better and better. And I just want more of it, and I want to see it on regular Dynamite, like all the time. Like he could just do it before every match for everybody. I don't even care.
Spoiler alert: he pulled out Glory Hole and made a Yo Mama joke in the same diss track. It was fantastic.
Yeah, we're not going to give everything away, but you get the gist right there.
It was great.
Yeah, so there was that. Also, the Seidel brothers, so Matt and Mike, shout out, Journey Pro KC. We miss you. Can't wait to see you again. But they were in there. They won their match, and then there was a segment behind the scenes with Kenny Omega doing some recruiting, which I thought was hilarious. It was good to see Kenny Omega on Dark, to be honest with you. And, there was some stuff like if they beat Nakazawa.
He was saying so Seidel, he interrupted Seidel, and Nakazawa was there because Nakazawa is literally his just like, I don't even know, he's just his secretary, whatever. But
Yeah.
but he's saying I'm climbing up there. I'm getting number 4 in the rankings, and he goes, "Oh, Tony Khan's rankings. I don't pay attention to any of those." And on Nakazawa's MacBook, he has the Kenny Omega rankings, which were all Nakazawa.
Yep, top 5. All Nakazawa.
Kudos to Michael Nakazawa. Way to go, buddy.
I know, yeah. And then he wrestled with his headset on, which I thought was great. But the main thing for me, big shock, you know where I'm going with this. My number one thing was it was the final match of Maki Itoh. For now.
In AEW.
In AEW.
Yes.
So she's made me officially want to try to find her on Joshi Pro Wrestling, Tokyo Joshi. And she lost, but she looked great. Like,
it was a very good match. Very good match.
It was not typical Joshi. It had that running and gunning style of the United States in there with some Joshi in there. And she did say in English, "Who's the cutest girl in the world," which I thought was great. Like,
her English is not as far as like the Japanese women go that are in America, both in WWE and AEW and anywhere else, she is not by far the worst English speaker of them. Like on Being the Elite and on Sammy Guevara's vlog this week, she was on both of them. Go watch those on YouTube if you want more Maki Itoh. And she can speak a little English. She's not terrible, which is, I know, a very low bar. But still, considering what some of these Japanese talents, their English capacity when they come over here, she's above that. So that's a plus for her right there. Boom.
Yeah, so it was her final match against Riho. It was nice back and forth. And the highlight of the match, number one highlight of the match.
For you.
No, period.
Okay.
There was a lion tamer. Lion tamer! Yes!
And a good-looking she couldn't do that on somebody else necessarily.
Yeah,
but on
Riho, she's a contortionist.
She has no spine. I mean, she doesn't. Yeah. I mean, come on.
She is a straight contortionist, and it was just
It looked good. It looked very
It made my
good.
heart happy because if you've been listening to this, I think you hopefully know by now my number one move in the world is a lion tamer, and then my number 2 move is a lion tamer, and then my number 3 move is a Canadian destroyer. So there you go.
There you have it, folks.
So that
was good.
was Elevation. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it set the tone. What did you think?
I really liked it, and I'm not going to lie. I was huge on Dark when it first happened because AEW was still new. It was it is very much more AEW, so I loved it. Over time, especially since the pandemic hit, and because now the way they do it, there's a lot more of it, but they shoot it all on a separate day, and there's only the wrestlers, and it doesn't have the same feel, the same pop, and it just seems to be a lot, so I skip through it every week a lot of times, and I skipped through a good amount of this too, a little bit some of the matches. I mean, I went and made some dinner real fast, came back, and but overall, I really liked it. I liked Paul White more than I think you did. Yeah, you're right. He is new to this announcing thing, but he reminds me of Taz when Taz first got into announcing, because he brings that in-ring knowledge base, and immediately, because he's newer to announcing, that's what he knows, so he applies it right away. So he's calling out moves left and right and talking about strategy, about all those chest shots and slaps that affects your breathing, so that later on, God bless you, later on in the match, your opponent won't be able to get his breath. And I liked that, because when you have people like on regular Dynamite, I know that Excalibur technically wrestled for a little bit, in his life, but not a ton. And so you have basically 3 people who are broadcasters and not former wrestlers necessarily. It's good to have that former wrestler to give that insight. I like that. Maki Itoh was fantastic, as always. Loved her. Going to miss her. Hope she comes back soon. Hope this is just a logistical thing where she got to go take care of some stuff in Japan, get some things in order, and by the fall we see her again in purple.
Oh, please be in purple.
Yeah, Tekanti looked great. I like the Seidel thing. I think it's good for Matt. Matt is a talent that deserves that push, and I'm glad they're giving him a shot. Tony Khan had a great little spot with that too. It wasn't big. You check it out on YouTube. You'll tell me what you think. Tweet us at Total Spotfest. Tell us what you think about Elevation. Did you like Tony Khan popping out, being in front of the camera for really the first time since Brody's death? I mean, that was the only other time really he was in front of the camera. I mean, he's in passing every now and then, but that's the only other time he's really been in front of the camera. And what'd you think of it? You're going to miss Maki Itoh? Give us your guys' thoughts at Total Spotfest.
Yes. All right. So now we are on to AEW Dynamite. This was a great show. This was the St. Patrick's Slam, and it started out really, really good. Yes.
I have my honor. I'm St. Patrick's Day. This.
I'm drinking my body armor.
You get your body armor. I have
brought to you by Body Armor.
Because it is St. Patrick's Day. I'd say I had to drink a Guinness on St. Patrick's Day. I'm wearing my green. You're not.
Well, I was.
Well, whatever.
But I had to wear a Bullet Club shirt for today. I felt like a Bullet Club shirt was kind of necessity.
Well, on our first recording, yes, you want to look the part. I'm staying in green. I'm staying with it.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right, so Dynamite, I feel like they are starting to figure out their flow and how their shows are being done, because I've noticed subtle changes in their shows every week. And in the past 2 weeks have been pretty much the same, so I feel like they're getting an understanding of what they're trying to accomplish now.
They developed a formula.
Yes. Yeah, their format. They have been messing with their format like we have been doing on our show, hence hi everybody. So, yeah. I think they got it. I really do. So, they start off with a good match.
I'm glad they start every one of these with a match straight off the bat. I love this.
I hate when they do the giant promos. I think that's why I have so much disdain for WWE anymore. But it starts off with Pentagon Jr. or Penta El Zero Miedo versus Cody Rhodes.
You can just call him Pentagon. It's fine.
Well, Pentagon showed up today. Like, old Pentagon showed up, and it made my heart happy. Lucha Underground, Pentagon Jr., AAA Pentagon Jr., like that badass who just
I just got a flashback to that Pentagon Io Shirai match. That
yeah, we'll never see that, unfortunately.
You can go on YouTube and Google it.
Well, I mean, you'll never see it again.
No, but that Pentagon is by far my favorite Pentagon.
So this match had some good back and forth. You could definitely tell that they were trying to protect Cody again, and
Sure.
Pentagon's really good at that. You know, I love Pentagon. He's got the most charisma out of anybody in that whole entire locker room. Hands down. It ends up, which kind of pissed me off, with Cody getting a roll up for the win. Right after Pentagon did his move where he gets his knees behind somebody's back, like they're laying on their side, and he grabbed his arm, like his shoulder, and just ripped it straight back. And it's like, oh, that totally destroyed his shoulder. It looked really good. He's done it before. He did it in Lucha Underground a few times and on AAA. So he has this move in his repertoire, and he busts it out this time. And he was definitely a lot more cold, calculated. He was back to his, doing his little thing with his hands. He did do Zero Miedo, right in Cody's face.
In the face.
Oh, yeah, just made me so freaking happy. Then afterwards, he gets pissed because he got rolled up and lost. So what does he do? Anything like a normal heel would, but he's not technically a heel because I'm going to get into that in just a second. He just starts wailing on Cody's shoulder. Then comes out the Gun Club, and of course his brother Dustin comes out. And they're like, "Oh, come on!" And they're checking on Cody, and here comes, Pentagon Jr. just walking up nonchalantly, just talking a whole bunch of mad shit. Blah blah blah. Like I had you, you barely beat me. Blah blah blah. And then here comes out QT Marshall again. And he's like, he just stands there, and there was like, "Well, where have you been?" QT. So, like, this is the slowest heel turn thing for somebody I don't even care about.
I don't care. There's no investment for you, for me, and probably for a lot of us out there. If we're wrong, let us know. But do you care about QT Marshall turning heel? I did nothing against QT Marshall at all.
No, I agreed.
I just don't care about this character turn. Whatever.
So it goes back to, like, do you even care about the Nightmare family? Like, who else in the Nightmare family now? I feel like there's like
literally
28
everybody.
members.
Yeah.
Like,
Nick
if you're a
Camarado's in it now, for God's sake. I mean, God.
Like, if you're a face and you're not a part of a faction, you're in the Nightmare family. Yeah, and if you're young.
Are you mildly connected to either Nick or Cody's or Cody or Dustin's school? Yes, you're in the Nightmare family.
Yeah, congratulations.
I love Pentagon wearing the hats, though, around the ring. Because, by the way, they had terrible, like, St. Patty's Day decorations on the announce desk. Love that. And then everybody around the ring, all the wrestlers were in green shirts, had hats, had beads, did the whole thing. And Pentagon kept stealing people's, like, cheap Party City St. Patty's Day hats and putting them on and, like, posing with them. Loved it.
Yeah, so it was... It was pretty good. Then right after that, there was a really, really, really good interview. Marvez is staying in the back with the Young Bucks. They're talking about how Rey Fenix has beat them both in singles and we're tag teams and blah, blah, blah. And right when they start get going, here comes the invisible hand, Don Callis. And he just starts talking mad game. Like, he's like, I remember when you guys in Japan were everything. You were just like a shadow of who you were. You're not the elite anymore. Like, he was just going.
That was a great one. I wrote that down. I was like, wow.
Yeah, like the things he said to him. Whew.
Callis gave the second best promo of the night.
Yeah, well, there's three. So,
oh, okay. Well, he's my number 2. But go ahead.
Well, no, there were 3 total, and he's number 2, and the third one was like number 10 of the day because I don't even know what NXT did, and I don't even really care. But he's number 10 for me.
All right.
So anyway, so then we get into a squash match. Jade Cargill versus Danny Jordan. Danny Jordan didn't even get to come out with her Mean Girl book or anything. So I felt really bad for her. Jade Cargill.
Book.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Dude, Jade Cargill beat her like she owed her money. It was just something bad. And then
I don't think Danny got a shot in. I really don't.
I don't think so either. Like, well, she
trying
did.
to think.
She tried, and then she went off the ropes and came back in, and that's when Cargill hit that like flying knee kick thing, but it was really late, so it looked like it was a knee right to the face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then she hits that ginormous German suplex that legit looked like it hurt her.
That was a good looking suplex. I'm gonna give her that.
Yeah, it looked like it hurt, and then she hit her with the Glam Slam, Black Widow, Jaded is what she's calling it, which I can see some Jaded shirts coming.
That's a good name for the implant buster, as I know it. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. 1, 2, 3. Jade Cargill's win. I think that's a smart play by them. I just don't like it.
Here's what I think. So yes, it's a smart play by them. This is her second match ever, and they were not shy about telling us that multiple times over.
Oh yeah.
The thing is more of my same complaint as last time. I don't have a problem with her as a person or her as a character. It's just it seems to me like they're fast tracking her to the top of the card, and this is a woman who didn't take a single bump tonight. Took maybe 4 bumps total against Red Velvet, and that's all of her matches. Can she stand there in a match with Thunder Rosa or Nyla Rose or Britt Baker or Sheeta or any of the top women, Serena Deeb? I don't know. And I'm worried that they're going to move her up too fast and it's going to look terrible just when the women's division is getting steam. So I hope not. Like I said, I'm still giving her a benefit of the doubt because she looks great. By all accounts, she's a fabulous worker at Cody's school. So let's see what happens. But I hope they don't stick her to the top of the card because that would be the worst thing for everybody.
I bet they won't. Yeah, I bet they won't because they're already setting up with her and Red Velvet. Because she got in Red Velvet's face right afterwards.
Keep that going for a hot minute, and then maybe have her feud with Tay Conti or somebody, like kind of in that middle card of the women's division. Tay Conti should be top, but anyway, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Or Abaddon. You know?
Move it up a little bit. Let her get that work, and let her do some work on like Dark and stuff too. So sorry, you're a rookie. That's where you start from.
Yeah. You get your work there. You got to pile up the wins before you can just walk in and grab a belt and say you're the champ. Christian Cage. The best promo of the night is next.
Best promo of the month, probably. I mean,
that's what I was gonna say. It might have been promo of the
I don't
quarter.
know. I don't know what else has been promoted this year in 2021, but this is up there.
It was definitely promo of either the month, quarter, the past 6 months, maybe. Maybe not 6 months, but it is pretty damn close. So here comes out the brand new faction of MJF, FTR, Mr. Mayhem himself, and Sean Spears, the chairman. So all of them come. Oh yeah, and Tully.
He's part of this.
Tully. So Tully starts off saying how 34 years ago, God, it feels like forever ago, he was a part of the greatest group of men of all time, and then now he's going to be with another great group when he ends his career. Then he called them the Pinnacle. Like he's like, oh, they are the pinnacle of wrestling. They are the top of the mountain. There's nothing higher than them. And then MJF follows right up and goes, "You're right. We are the Pinnacle. We are the Pinnacle." And I had everybody fooled, thinking that I was trying to steal the Inner Circle, and all I was trying to do is just to destroy it from the inside, playing all the mind games with Jericho. And then, oh my God, the body shaming he did to poor Jericho.
Oh my,
was hilarious.
All over the body too. Talked about his hairline. Talked about his pecs being separate, like wide apart.
Yeah.
His belly. He just went to town on him.
Yeah. Then like when he was saying like convincing Jericho to be part of the group and everything. It was a walk in the park, and he needs to do more of those. I'm like, Jesus.
So good.
And he called himself Judas. He goes, well, I guess I'm Judas. Like
That's how he started this. He goes, well, I guess I'm Judas now. Like, all right, we're off. You know when you start with that knife, it's like, this is gonna be good. And it was so good. He just dug into him left and right too. I loved every second of this.
And then he spoke some hard truth, and I am a believer in what he just said. He is definitely like Nostradamus level. He said, I'm 24 years old. I've got 25 plus years left in the tank to be the greatest of all time, basically. And I do not disagree with that. His mic skills, everything. He needs a better finisher. I hate the heat seeker. That's about it.
That's the only thing, and he can do other. I mean, he is well versed in almost all aspects in the ring. He's not a high flyer, but that's not it. Whatever. He can do that.
Shtick, yeah.
He can find a finisher. Don't even worry about that.
Yes, he needs something pretty rad, like
he needs
a lion tamer.
He needs. I was just gonna say he needs to steal somebody's finisher because that is the biggest heel move. Is like, I'm taking your finisher. It's my finisher now.
Steal Jericho's moves.
Yes.
Because he did do the crossroads there for a hot minute.
He did.
Like, just keep doing it. Like, make somebody tap out to the lion tamer, which would make me happy. Like, my life would be complete that MJF does a lion tamer. But, like, yeah.
Or whatever it is. Just steal somebody's finisher because that's the heel move there.
Real. And then they ended the whole thing with they're gonna take their locker room because they've taken everything from them. They're gonna take their locker room. So they put their brand new sign. It says Pinnacle on it, where it used to say Inner Circle.
Yeah, I'm sure that T-shirt is already for sale with that logo on shopaew.com. I do. Yeah. The one note that I had that I did want to just say before you move forward though, Dax Hardwood with the porn stash. Thank you, Dax. He looks so good with the porn stash.
Dax the Axe, baby.
So good.
Yeah. Who ordered the pizza with extra sausage?
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. So then, this is the dud of the night for me.
Every episode has a dud, right?
Yep. This is it for me.
This is the dud.
Yeah, so it is the Matt Hardy brand, or whatever they're calling themselves. I'm calling the Matt Hardy brand. That's the Butcher and the Blade and Private Party versus Jurassic Express and Bear Country.
Kudos to Bear Country for getting a push. So there's that.
Well,
but once again, QT Marshall level of care to this. Really?
Yeah. Anyway. I mean, the only thing cool about them is I like their masks. They look like the cheap ones you can get at Halloween Express.
Masks. That's why I hate them. They look terrible.
That's why I love them. It's like, I could own one of those.
To each his own.
So I'm not going to get too much into this other than the fact that they tried to kill Marco Stunt twice.
One of them was really cool looking, though, when they threw him out of the ring. By surprise, threw him out of the ring.
So
literally almost threw him over the rail. It was great.
So the Matt Hardy brand was all on the floor. Bear Country is on each side of Marco, and they just grab an arm and they just chuck the motherfucker, just whoosh. And then he does a big like front flip, and then he almost goes too far, and somebody literally caught him and saved his ass because he would have broke his neck for sure.
It was an unintentional Ray Phoenix that was pulled on him. Basically.
Yeah. And then, of course, Jurassic Express got pissed off about it, whatever. It ends up somehow, some way, Marco Stunt tags himself in towards the end. He gets the Private Party finisher move, gin and juice on him. And then Matt Hardy comes in and does, I thought he damn near broke his neck.
Really good looking.
Twist of Fate, yeah.
Yes.
Or whatever. It's still called a Twist of Fate.
Whatever. Once again, do I care? And they had the whole backstory because Bear Country teamed up to eliminate Luchasaurus at Revolution. I mean, do we even really care about the Jurassic Express feuding with Bear Country? Whatever. But that's whatever. This is the dud.
So then we have Eddie Kingston and John Moxley segment. It was pretty funny, I have to say. I did like the Violent Gentleman hoodie. I was a big fan of that.
Hell yeah.
So, talking about, they need to fix their problem with the Good Brothers and blah, blah, blah. Called Doc Gallows Forky from Toy Story. I thought that was pretty damn funny.
They literally just spent about 5 minutes making fun of Gallows. Is pretty much it. And a little bit Anderson, but mostly Gallows. They just made fun of him for like 5 minutes. Pretty much it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they said, Eddie says, this ain't Tokyo. This ain't the Impact Zone. And then he quotes 50 Cent and Tupac. Like, those are the things that he did towards the end. So there you go. That was the promo there.
Yeah, sure.
Then we get to the worst promo of the night. For anything. Were you watching the news today? It was probably worse than that. Christian Cage is standing by. We finally get to hear from Christian Cage. Talks about how he's been a workhorse wherever he's been. Blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, I might have ruffled some feathers, because I came in and grabbed the title. Basically, that was the play. And then the entire Twitterverse and the internet just erupted and said, that's some utter bullshit, and I'm out. And now he has to pile up some wins before he can challenge for that belt. But he's coming because he will outwork everyone.
Sell them T-shirts. This is a T-shirt company. Whatever. Christian has never been good on the mic, period. When he was in the Brood, when he was in, Christian and Edge, as tag teams. When he was Christian Cage in TNA, he was terrible on the mic in TNA. Oh, my God. Until his last 2 months there, where he was just the I don't give a fuck, heel Christian Cage. That Christian Cage was cool. That also was 13 years ago. And when he came back and was an ECW champion, he has never been good on the mic. And he wasn't again. It's fine. Whatever. I'm not as hateful to this because it's a lot of talk right now. He's not getting put. He hasn't been put in a single match. There's no rumor about him going into the ring anytime soon. He will. But anyway, whatever. It was what it was. I'm not as hateful as you are of the whole thing, or maybe not hateful is the right word, but you know what I mean. It's like
spiteful. Not quite
There
hateful yet. But if he jumps the line over my boy MJF or somebody like that, it will turn to hate.
We've listed who we think should be in that picture for it, and I'm big on. I want to see the payoff of Hangman versus Omega. I don't want Omega to drop the belt until it goes up to Hangman, because if they do that, and they might wait until All Out for that, which is great. I'm fine with that. If you do that, you could. I mean, that is the perfect long form story there. Yeah, if you do anything with Christian there, have him challenge, have Kenny Omega squash the piss out of him, and then he goes back down to just wrestling whoever. That's what they should do at most. We'll see what happens. We'll see.
Yeah. So I'm not all hyped about it. All right, so then we have the Eddie Kingston, John Moxley versus the Good Brothers. It was a good match.
It was a stiff match. There was a lot of hard shots in this match, as you can expect with these four.
Well, Eddie's been known to be insanely stiff.
Yeah.
And Doc Gallows is known to be insanely stiff.
Plus
Moxley's
his size doubles that,
yeah. So you got a good, hard, stiff match. That's what she said. So basically, Mox catches Carl with a small package, 1, 2, 3. That's how the match ends. But that's not how the match, the story ends, if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Immediately after, Doc comes and attacks Moxley. Kenny's music hits. Him and Don Callis come out. They start wailing on everybody. And the big thing for me was they got Eddie Kingston and they put a chair on his ankle. And then they did the jump onto his ankle. Says he broke his ankle.
Onto the chair wrapped around his ankle.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So he broke his ankle. Then they were going to do the same thing to Mox, but not on his ankle, but around his neck. And then that's when the Young Bucks came out. And they're like, what the hell's this shit about, man? Don't be doing this. So they get in their face. They stop them. And then the Good Brothers, hold up, the Too Sweet to get everybody too sweet with them, and here comes Omega. He's in there. Callis is in there. Young Bucks don't do it. They just walk away. They walk away.
Finally made a decision on this. The play in the fence drove me nuts for weeks, with the Bucks. So one way or the other, at least now we have that direction. Fine. Great. And it was very well done. It was very good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because they are totally setting up for the Good Brothers and the Young Bucks to go at it. But also, if you have been hanging out on the Twitterverse, you might have also seen one Tama Tonga hitting up those guys and saying, "You know where the money is. Come find me."
Oh my God! If Tonga or the God shows up on Dynamite, I might shit my pants. I think I might.
Yeah, because
I might. I probably will.
So that all started from a Twitter thing of Carl Anderson basically saying, we lost to blah, blah, blah. I blame it on New Japan, Sagabushi, whatever.
Sure. Don't ask me to pronounce something Japanese. Come on. Yeah,
I know. Usually I'm the good one at this, and I'm failing
department.
Miserably tonight. But they go at it, and then Tama Tonga's just like, you know what? No, you lost to the third best tag team from our division. If you want to face the best, the Gorillas of Destiny, you know where to find us. And then it came back again, because Carl Anderson said something, and Tama Tonga's like, you know where the money is, come find us. Yep. And it's like, here we go, because the forbidden door is open this way. The forbidden door will eventually be open that way.
It will. I think a lot of it has to do with more getting to Japan and Japan's internal restrictions as opposed to America. So I think that's why the door's a one-way door right now, pretty much. But pretty soon it'll be a two-way door. And if you don't know what Jamie's talking about, Impact had their pay-per-view over the weekend as well. We didn't talk about it. We were going to make mention of it. Did you watch it? I tried. I got
couldn't
busy
find it.
And,
I was able to watch highlights of this match between Finn Juice and the Good Brothers, and Finn Juice wins, and it looked like a hell of a match. Finn Juice is really damn good.
Finn Juice is really good.
Yeah,
so they're the new Impact Tag Champions. So
and they're signed by New Japan. So you got that.
So you have that going on. Yeah.
So then you happen to have another interview promo. Just a step above Christian Cage.
But this I'm gonna disagree with you on that. I'll tell you why here. But go ahead.
So here's Tony Schiavone again, and he's gonna interview Sting and Darby Allin.
And before you get into it, here's why I say this, okay? Because a Tony Schiavone in the ring or out front interview is the same equivalent to a professional wrestling wedding. It's been this way for 30 years. It's always been that way.
So true.
If he's backstage, whatever. Some of his best interviews or some of the best interviews that Ric Flair had back in the day were backstage with a young Tony Schiavone. But if he's ever in front of a crowd or in the ring, the interview goes for like 10 seconds, and then all hell breaks loose. Every time. It always happens. I love the predictability of it too.
Yeah, it makes my heart happy. So Darby Allin limps out. He's selling the ankle injury by Scorpio Sky. So he actually is the one who talks. Sting doesn't talk, which I thought was great. And then he goes, I'm gonna defend this. I've only defended it 3 times since November, and I'm going to pay honor to the greatest TNT champion of all time. And a whole bunch of people said, Cody. You heard Brody's and Cody's. You heard both Brody's and Cody's.
I heard more Brody's chant going on.
Yeah, well, I saw the Gun Club doing Cody.
But then fuck them.
Yeah, fair. And then he goes, Dark Order? Who you got? Basically. So he calls out the Dark Order. I was like, oh, yeah. Let's go.
I loved that.
give him some go. As soon as he says Dark Order, here comes Lance Archer again.
Timing was terrible. I will say this. I like this, but the timing was terrible.
Yeah. So he comes back out, talks just crap. They basically and then
he's turning heel again, or has he ever lead? Did he ever become fully face? I don't know. Who knows? Who's what?
I don't know. But Jake Roberts calls Darby Allin a weenie.
Yeah, in a roundabout way. But
he said you lost your bun.
Lost your bun
because you're a weenie.
You're a hot dog.
Yeah,
because you're a weenie. It was cheesy in a Jake Roberts way.
It was great for him. And then right after that, Team Taz comes out. I'm like, Jesus.
Which at first I'm like, shoot me in the head. Why are these guys here? But
then Brian Cage takes the mic from Taz and gets right in Sting's face. I'm like, oh, here we go again. Here we go again.
Right.
And I was completely wrong. 1,000% wrong. Because Brian Cage says, Ricky Starks is wrong. You with a bat or without a bat, you're still the icon, and you have my respect.
You. I love that. And they were mad at him. He walks right through Team Taz on his way out. Still the heel entrance, but through that entrance, walks right through Team Taz, and they were not happy with Brian Cage. And I love the idea of a face Brian Cage. Sure.
Me too.
Yeah.
And then now you already see it that they're going to set up for Brian Cage and Ricky Starks for the FTW Championship.
Right.
So what else?
And you'll have Cage and Archer, which will be a just buckle your seatbelt, match, which is fine. But yeah,
it's going to be brutal. Not as brutal as the main event tonight. Spoiler, but it is going to be pretty brutal.
Oh my God, it was so many good things. Anyway, I liked that. I didn't mind the Lance Archer thing. I thought it was poorly timed because you got no chance for a Dark Order pop, and he comes out. It's like you were like 10 seconds too fast. Just Anyway, but overall, I thought it was fine. But once again, a Tony Schiavone interview, and then Schiavone just sit there left with like, I don't know. What do you do?
He's like, well, shit. That's kind of the way it's
Tony Schiavone interviews. They're predictable and great.
All right, so then we see a Scorpio Sky video package. He has officially became heel Scorpio.
Yeah.
He's willing to hurt people to do anything. Right. Blah blah blah.
Good for him. Whatever. I
love me some Scorpio. I feel like he deserves to be a main event kind of guy, and maybe this is the way he does it through heel. But man, they got so many other big time heels. This is tough.
That's why I like Brian Cage going face, because it's like they have, and they do the whole play the line game, which I know you like. You like everybody with a little bit of heel in them. I know you do.
Yes, I do.
I'm sorry, you like heels with a little bit of face in them. Let me say that.
Yeah,
that's what Jamie prefers.
It's not 50-50 booking. It's like 75-25 booking. Okay, I want 75 heel. 25 face.
But they have a lot
redeeming quality I can appreciate.
But I mean, for who they're putting where, like Cage can play either side. That's cool. I want to see that, and Dark Order is now totally face, which I'm fine with,
Mm-hmm.
But Scorpio Sky is one, like I said before, they were better as heel. And with the news, Christopher Downs had an interview where he pretty much has said that he knows that his best is behind him. And he's not going to challenge for a title anytime soon. He's fine with that. Shit, he's head of talent relations at AEW. Yeah. I could see him move to a behind the curtain role very soon. And then you have Scorpio Sky, and if you have an angry, just heel Kazarian, which he was that in TNA for a hot minute, and he was great in that role.
He was.
Those two is just the F the world guys. I love it. That'd be cool.
Old school SCU.
Old school.
Angrier.
More violent now, too.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah, everybody's a heel, but at least the heels are good characters, so I don't mind an excess of heels.
Mm-hmm. All right, so our fourth match of the night, we were only on match 4 at this point, was Angelico versus Rey Fenix. If you have not, no, it's 4.
You had Cody Penta, Jade Cargill squash. You had the Hardy Party, Kingston and Moxley versus Good Brothers.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, 5.
Yep.
So, if you've not been watching AEW, then you don't know how this match goes. Ray Phoenix comes out with Pac, and Helico didn't even get entrance music. Do I need to say any more?
Yeah, surprise. Which, by the way, have we totally glossed over the fact that it seems like Pentagon's almost not in Death Triangle as far as AEW is concerned?
No, he is, but he's off doing his own thing, and they're doing their own thing right now. Like, that's the great thing about all three of those guys. Like, they can get together and do their thing, but because basically Ray Phoenix is more faces.
I get it. And they're making Penta more heel. Okay, touche.
Yeah. So then we have yet another promo, like match promo. If you have not caught on, this is what they're doing. Miro is interviewed, and he's not interested in the opportunity of having Charles as his young boy forever or his butler forever. But
Butler, we had to go with Butler to be.
Yeah, Butler. But then Kip Sabian walks in and says he's not done, and he addresses Miro knocking Penelope, off the apron at Revolution, and then all this other crap with you start to see the lines cracking between Kip Sabian and Miro. Finally,
Miro flat out told him he doesn't care about what his feelings inside of the ring.
Yes, he does not care, because he says
Thank you.
Yeah, he's like, all I care about is winning that world title. Like, I want that title, and I'm going to stop at nothing to get it. But he's like, outside of the ring, we can still be buds. It's like, okay.
He made a great dig at WWE too, because he was talking about his wife and their wedding getting ruined. Kip was, and Miro goes, "The worst thing for your career is having your wife at ringside."
Yes, I love that. Loved it.
Sixth dig on the stupid wedding Bobby Lashley angle or whatever, something of that nature. So I love that.
Yeah, it was great. So then, right after that, they go into a backstage segment with the Dark Order, with the Dark Order.
Well, they're
Society.
announcing the card for next week, and that was part of it.
So John Silver is going to be the delegate from the Dark Order to challenge Darby Allin next week. -1 originally nominated himself, which I thought was absolutely amazing.
It's so cute.
I love it.
And then Uno's like, you get about 10 more years, buddy. 10 more years.
Yeah. Which Uno is great.
Yeah, which, I think Silver's the one who's beginning all the push. The Meat Man. They started a meat chant, which was great. But, I think that's fine. He's obviously not going to win, unfortunately.
No.
But, I'm good with that. Although I don't want to see him break off into a singles thing. I think they're better served as a tag team, even though that's two Dark Order tag teams, really, with Uno and Stu. Mm-hmm. Whatever. You have Nyla Rose and Tay Conti next week, which, I want to see that match. We're big Tay Conti fans.
Yeah, again. But honestly, Nyla Rose has
it was the best one from the first round, really.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Hands down.
So, and Tay Conti right now sitting at number 2 ranking, number 3, number 2
or 3.
I think
you mean
up there,
Tony Khan's rankings. Maybe we need to see Kenny Omega's rankings.
I don't know. Kenny Omega's probably a Riho. There's you look up her. He's got a penchant for Rio. Anyway.
Yes.
Nothing sexual, don't worry. But it's just anyway. So you have Nyla Rose, Tay Conti. You have FTR and Sean Spears versus the Varsity Blondes and Dante Martin. Dante Martin's half a Top Flight. The other half is injured for like 6 months or something. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, so it's funny. Half of Top Flight and half of Acclaimed are both hurt.
Yes.
Interesting.
And not like 2-3 week hurt either.
Yeah, like both of them got like serious knee injuries and they're out for 6 months.
Yeah, which sucks because, they're both young enough they'll come back. But whatever. It just sucks for us currently. Yeah. And then you have Darby versus John Silver, like you said. And then you got the Matt Sydal versus Kenny Omega, which if Matt Sydal wins, he'll get a title shot at Kenny Omega in the future. So
yeah.
That's the announced card so far for next week.
So now it is officially main event time. The women have the main event. Dr.
Oh my
Britt
God.
Baker, DMD, and Thunder Rosa going at it. And all right,
Give me all of this. Give me
Yep.
so much
they're
more.
hard.
Oh, are the
My
nipples there?
got
Nipples.
oh, they're really hard for this one.
There's our nipple reference.
Banger alert! Banger, banger, banger! Wow.
This match was everything I wanted and more. Oh my God.
Yeah, like as soon as the Rebel hits Thunder Rosa with a crutch, as soon as the bell rings, like ding,
Yeah.
bam.
and then goes outside and she does a side body drop on Thunder Rosa on the entrance ramp.
Yeah,
Start.
yeah. It gets crazy really quick. They go outside, and they go back and forth. Thunder Rosa gets thrown into like where the wall to the ramp is on the floor, right by the
Or
stairs.
by the timekeeper's table. Yeah.
Timekeeper's table, yeah. She gets thrown over there and gets busted open because her head hits the stairs, so she's bleeding.
Well, she did a stomp, so she did she did a really wicked look, like not like a Seth Rollins style, like a really wicked looking curb stomp on the stairs to Thunder Rosa.
Yeah. Then Rebel and her set up a table to be used later, obviously.
You know that.
So it's just, they go nuts and freaking just Thunder Rosa bleeding, and these women just giving no fucks. They are just getting after it.
They pile up chairs in the ring. I did appreciate this at one point here. I don't know if you caught this, but Britt Baker went to go put the chair up in the corner. You know, you put it between the two turnbuckles, and you're supposed to slide it in and then pull it back towards you so it's inside the turnbuckle, because the idea is you go hit the turnbuckle and the chair is behind it, so you have the turnbuckle to break, so it's not like a straight shot into a flat sheet of steel, right? Well, she didn't do it right. She put it on the outside of the turnbuckle, so it was literally a concussion waiting to happen in the corner. And they go over to the corner, and you can see she's going to do something, and you could tell they were probably talking, because Thunder Rosa turns her around, does a like kind of sideways suplex out of the way, then grabs the chair out of the corner and uses it to like hit her like on the stomach and stuff. And it's like you see the smarts of. We cannot talk enough about how much we love Thunder Rosa. Here's another example. Her brains. She saw that that's not right. One of us is going to get seriously hurt. Put a pin in that. And she pulls it out. But yeah, they just started. The chairs started a whole nother part of the, like, phase 2, if you would, of the match, Jamie.
Yes. So Britt suplexes Thunder Rosa onto the superplexes Thunder Rosa onto a pile. Not just one, not two, not three, not four. Like a murder, like they're crows, of steel chairs. Just onto steel chairs.
Yeah.
It looked like it hurt so damn bad.
It was so good.
You think that's the worst back spot of the match?
Hell
You're wrong.
No.
You're
My favorite's coming up here in a few minutes.
Yeah, so then Thunder Rosa is able to get up. Rebel gets a ladder, brings it in, slides it in, but Rosa hits a facebuster on Britt on top of the ladder, like, because it's still laying down. It's not up. It never got.
It's like propped on the lowest rope is what it was.
Yeah,
so it's not completely flat, but it's not like all the way propped up.
Yeah, so she does that, and then she gets Britt in the corner. She does a running Meteora into her, the double knee strike, and then she puts the ladder right at head level, and then she does her running drop kick into it, and it looked so bad. Like, it just bam, like you saw her head just rip back, and the next thing you know, not only was Thunder Rosa bleeding, but yes, Britt Baker was bleeding yet again. And instead from her nose, it was up here. And when I said she bled, like, that's Ric Flair blood.
She was dripping. Like it's the point where like Rebel was trying to like get in there with her like white jacket and wipe blood off of her face. She was so much blood. It was
there was this blood everywhere.
So much blood. It was fantastic. And for this to happen in a women's match as your main event, oh my God.
Yeah, so I just can't. So right after that, Rosa leans
She's
to the
not
ladder.
out. She's not out, though. She's not out of this match.
No. Then Rosa leans into the ladder on the bottom rope, then bites the cut off of Britt.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, then super kick by Britt, flatliner by Britt onto the ladder. I got a whole bunch of little quick notes.
So many spots, yeah.
So they're
I'm waiting for you to get to my favorite accessory. It's coming up soon. It's really close.
So they get to their feet. She climbs to the top, and Rosa catches her with a super DVD onto the top of the ladder. Like, boom, and it looked really good. Almost 3 count there. Rosa sets up a chair, but Britt DDTs her right into it, and then curb stomps her on it. 1-2, she kicks out. At this point, Britt looks at the screen and smiles. She gets her glove from Rebel, and Rebel also hands her a bag.
JJ's about to get really happy.
And she dumped out a shit ton of thumbtacks.
Thousands of tacks. Oh, as much as Jamie likes the Lion Tamer, JJ is a tack fan. JJ remembers tack matches ECW, and Abyss was one of my favorite wrestlers when I first started watching TNA back in good TNA old school days, and he just had a thing for tacks. I mean, every time I see someone go get a bag under the ring, I get a little hard on it. I'm just like, oh, tacks. So thousands of tacks.
Oh, yeah. So here comes the point where she dumps it out. She goes for a fisherman suplex on Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa breaks out of it, kicks her, sets her up for like what looks like it's going to be a power bomb. Here comes Rebel with a crutch. She ducks out of the way, grabs the crutch, smacks Rebel with it. And then she hits Britt, gets Britt into a power bomb, and power bombs her onto all of the tacks.
Straight into a pile. Not spread out all like loosey-goosey. No.
Like, I am not kidding when I think she had a minimum of 100 tacks in her back.
She had a large swath of silver when she stood up, and it was glorious.
Oh yeah,
Rebel,
like she got up.
Rebel
and
knocked
she's
to
like,
the table, by the way, in the middle of this.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah. She got knocked to the table. Whatever.
Who cares?
We don't care about Rebel. But yeah,
Taps.
like she's looking like she wants to tap because it hurts so bad.
I know. It's so
and
great.
Then right after that, somehow Britt is able to get the lockjaw onto Thunder Rosa. It's like out of nowhere, and then Thunder Rosa just rolls her right into the tacks again.
Right, she
and
gets lockjaw on the edge of the tack like area, the tack lake, if you would.
Yeah. So they go into the tack lake. She rolls her right into the tack lake, and then they break up. And then they get onto the apron, the hardest part of the ring, by the way.
Oh,
for any of those who don't
right.
know. And then Rosa catches Britt with her fire thunder driver through a table.
Britt was going up to the top rope, sort of. She's going to do like a super power bomb onto the table was like right up against the ring, basically. So here's your ring. Table is like right here for those of you who are watching us on YouTube. I'm doing the visual. I'm gonna stop now. But yeah,
they're butted up against each other, basically.
They're right next to the ring. So she's going for a super power bomb, and then that's how Rosa reversed it, because she was already elevated, grabbed her for the fire thunder driver.
Yeah, and then she gets the cover. 1, 2, 3. Winner is Thunder Rosa.
Finally got a win over Britt.
And I would not hesitate to say this is damn near a 5-star match.
I give it 5 for sure. I think it's an early contender for Women's Match of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's going to be up there at the end of the year with like total Match of the Year, but right now in March of 2021, it's up there in top 5 matches of the year at least, if not higher. It was great all around. It was everything we wanted.
Yeah, it was everything. I would not hesitate to call it 5-star. Like I was on the fence, but when that power bomb happened, like I legit was sitting on my couch, and I like this, like, oh my god, I can't believe I just saw that. Like, I've never seen women go through thumbtacks like that before, like on live TV.
I know.
Like, we see it on the indie circuit because there's some crazy folk out there, but like live TV, Britt Baker getting some thumbtacks at her back.
I've even seen some like Impact every once in a while used to do a women's Monsters Ball. And Monsters Balls are just bonkers. The first like 3 Monsters Balls were insane. They had Sabu and Rhino in them, for God's sake. I mean, shit. It's the one where Jeff Hardy damn near cut his own head off jumping off of doing a swanton from way too far away. But they did a few female women's balls. They weren't this good though. This was more violent, but still not like that. I can't stand to watch this. Like, sometimes, like, okay, deathmatch wrestling is not for everybody. We know that. That's that sort of violence where you're like, watching through like Peaky Blinders, But this was the perfect amount. It had a long-term payoff of a long feud. It was 2 women who have a serious future, not just in this company, but in this industry for a while. As your main event, it was so good. It was. Oh, I'm with you. I gave it 5 stars, definite.
It was everything I wanted in that match and then some. Like, I got way more out of that match than I expected. I didn't know what to expect with an unsanctioned match between those two, but other than I knew it was going to be bonkers, and it delivered on that and then some.
Yeah,
great match.
It was a full 20 minutes too. They started at 8:40 Central Time. Full 20 minutes. Oh, man, think if we were at that arena for that, or at that taping for that. Oh man, that would have been so good to see live.
I might have teared up because that was beautiful. No, it was amazing, and
it was great. It was
JJ
great.
was Dynamite.
Dynamite was stellar, and we didn't have any dissension this week. I'm not going to lie to you though. I do kind of miss that other guy.
There's a part of me that doesn't. A rather large part of me that doesn't, but no, you're right. I do miss me some of the Ninth Wonder. Sometimes he does give us some good balance, and
his youthful ignorance is sometimes reassuring. So, well, I'll tell you what. We're gonna see what's up this week, and we'll have Jamie and I have a little chit chat. Maybe we'll be rejoined next week. We shall see. But regardless, thank you guys for sticking around, listening to our AEW review and podcast. We do this, as always, as I've said, we do this every Tuesday and Thursday. We'll be back Tuesday with our full WWE show, going over NXT from this past week, as well as SmackDown and Raw. I'm much more confident in Raw after this past week. If you haven't heard, go listen to our last podcast where we talk about WWE from last week. But that'll be coming on Tuesday. We'll be back with more AEW next Thursday. Join the conversation. Follow us on Twitter at Total Spotfest. Check us out on YouTube. If you're listening to this on your favorite podcast station, check us out on YouTube. You can see our faces now. Sorry. And if you're seeing our faces and you're like, I'd rather not, go check us out on your favorite podcast provider, Spotify. Google,
I have a face
Apple,
for radio, so it's fine.
I didn't say it.
My wife would probably agree.
Your wife would agree with you. But yeah, anyway, give us a comment, give us a subscribe, give us a tweet, give us a shout. Let us know what's up. Did you like this week's Dynamite? What did you think of this match? Was it 5-star caliber? We're both heavily into 5-star in this match. What are your thoughts? Let us know. So, Jamie, that's all I got. Thank you guys for joining one more time. I do appreciate it. Jamie, why don't you take us home?
All right, folks. Well, if you're not down with TSL, I got 3 words for you.
Ooh, 3.
Miss you, Maki.
Bye, Maki. All right, bye, guys.
Peace.